50 cents Ferraris, they were rented.
No, 50 cents. Why are you doing this? He was the OG influencer.
Robbie Williams' castle home, it belonged to someone else.
Robbie Williams, why are you doing, bro? Really?
MTV Cribs wasn't exactly legit.
And we said that that was my house.
Oh, that wasn't your house?
No, it's all lies.
And nothing shows this better than the episode with Ja
Oh man,
Rule.
this is
He flexed his
pixelated.
5-bedroom mansion on Star Island in Miami, where he talked about living beside other famous celebrities. The house was so familiar that Ja Rule named each area, calling his courtyard the Open Paradise, which was patrolled by his guard dog Cookie. It was shown in the intro that the property was a rental, but this was assumed to be on a long-term basis, given he knew almost everything about the mansion. However, as it turns out, Ja Rule's house on Cribs was actually a 4-day rental, which was
4-day rental. Who would have seen that coming, bro? These guys were the OG influencers that are flexing on people and they're actually not having any money, but they fake it until you make it, basically.
exposed in the most embarrassing way, by lawsuit. Ja Rule paid $46,000 for the 4-day lease, promising the mansion's owner it'd be used as a private home for 8 adults with no video shoots and no loud parties. Well, Ja Rule broke all 3 conditions, shooting his MTV episode whilst having a party with over 600 people.
How can you? Everything that you said is fake? Come on, man.
In the process, holes were punched in the walls, furniture and doors were damaged.
I mean, you're making a party with 600 people. You know, it's like, I'm surprised the house was not on fire.
The driveway somehow cracked, while condoms and syringes were left throughout the house.
I mean, it's just...
As a result, Ja Rule and MTV were sued for $1 million, but at least it looked like a house that Ja Rule would live in, as the Yin Yang twins' crib was laughably out of character.
Oh man, this looks like a family, family house, and these degenerates live in it. Sure.
Atlanta gangster rapping duo opened the door revealing the most suburban house filled with fish tanks, sailing boats, and sea-related artwork.
We waving like the sea.
Oh my god, it's so stupid. Oh man. Oh no, these guys for sure live here, guys. For sure.
We decorated this ourselves now.
They decorated this themselves, guys. Hey.
The mansion was definitely decorated by some old white people, not the Yin Yang
Not
twins.
the Yin Yang twins, that's for sure.
This is clearly just a random old white guy's house that likes to fish and likes boats.
They'd even argue over where they bought appliances and had to improvise names for each of the fish.
Let's see what names they're coming up with. Big ol' fisho.
You can tell the Yin Yang twins have never been in that house. It seemed they at least owned the vehicles at the end, as the cars displayed by Bow Wow were rented for the show. He was just 18 years old during his first Cribs appearance, but despite having starred in some high-profile movies, it seemed unrealistic that he could afford a 6-bedroom mansion and a fleet of luxury cars. With his name airbrushed above his bed, it seemed as though Bow Wow at least owned the house, although the luxury vehicles were a little more suspicious, because 2 years later he'd go on the show again, during
Bow
which a
Wow.
viewer made an observation. We had MTV Cribs running in the background and watched 21-year-old Bow Wow show off his bachelor pad in Miami, along with his pimped out Bentley, Lamborghini and Cadillac Escalade. But then we noticed the word Prestige at the bottom of all 3 cars and decided to Google Prestige Rental Cars Miami, and what do you know, there it was. Prestige was the name of the company that Bow Wow rented the cars from, which was likely encouraged by the show, as Birdman also used the service during his appearance. Regardless, people clowned on Bow Wow, stating, "Ha ha ha, I wonder if he rented the condo too," which by looking at his life was also highly likely. For example, he'd post his Ferrari to his Instagram, writing, "Take the drop top to the night spot, keep the California in California."
Bro, these fake influencers. Do you guys know that there is this place that you can rent an airplane, and it's a fake airplane, and you just to make Instagram photos of, just to flex on them haters. It's so sad, bro. The fact that people need, like, these people, I understand why, because it's all about their persona is very important to keep appearances of, because you know they're making money out of that, right? So flexing is actually necessary, but other people that are not that huge, why are they spending that much money on just creating this fake ass bullshit? It's like we live in a cringe ass era for sure.
Went hard tonight Grammy weekend, which was then reposted by a car rental company who accidentally exposed our good friend Bow Wow pulling up to the Grammys with our Ferrari California.
Let's
1
go.
year later, he was exposed for flexing a rented Hollywood mansion, but the worst
Where are the real, where are the good old fashioned real flexers out there? I hate this, man. I'm getting bamboozled, guys. This is not fair. This is not fair. Why, Bow Wow? Why are you doing this to me? I thought you were rich and famous. Now I cannot unsee this.
was in 2017 when he'd post this to his Instagram. He showed the private jet he was taking to his concert, yet the very same day this Snapchat went viral. So this guy Lil Bow Wow is on my flight to NY, but on Instagram he posted a picture of a private jet caption traveling to NY today, shaking my head. Turns out Bow Wow's picture of his private jet had been taken from a limo company's website, prompting people to dig even deeper, discovering he'd done this on more than one occasion. It seems his MTV Cribs episode led to years and years of faking luxury, but as mentioned in Bow Wow's expose, 50 Cent had done a similar thing.
Yep.
50 Cent's episode was the definition of excess. He showed his 19 bedroom, 35 bathroom
19 bedrooms. What kind of family you're having over there, 50 Cent?
mansion,
35 bats.
which included a squash court, movie theater, recording studio, and its very own nightclub. Equally impressive was his car collection, which included 4 different rare collectible Ferraris, leading him to
let's go.
state.
I know you ain't see these before when you was watching Cribs because everybody ain't got these.
Yet it seems 50 Cent didn't have them either. Each Ferrari had little numbers on their windshields, leading to a forum post reading, "If you notice the small white numbers in the top left-hand corner of the windshields on the F50 and Enzo, those are the numbers of the cars that were in the Hartford Concorso parade, which was
okay.
confirmed when the user posted these photos." Another forum member added, "It's pretty obvious that they aren't his, because it's a known fact that there's only one yellow
50
Enzo
Cent, I can't like you anymore, bro. Why are you doing this to me, man? My whole life, I thought you were all rich, and now I don't know what's true anymore. It's that's how influencers do it, you know. Fake it till you make it. You gotta cheat your way through
in CT,
success.
which was owned by a pretty well-known hedge fund manager. Well, someone else then
It's just sad to see that they are incentivized by their fans to do so. That's the problem that I'm seeing here. Why are you so adamant on showing how wealthy you are and, you know, flexing? Unless there is the meta to do so. There is an incentive to do so. And I feel like that's what society is incentivizing us to go. Work so that you can flex on others. That's how you are happy in life. Which, to be honest, is just a lie. We tell ourselves.
actually confirmed.
Also, if you look at all the Korean series, they always about flexing their wealth. What I'm talking about. This guy has been betrayed by his whole raid. Now, but now he becomes the strongest and has 50 fucking chicks behind his back, all sucking his ass cheeks. Shit like that.
The Ferraris are unfortunately not 50 cents. He invited my friend over to his house for this, and my friend let him use his cars for the episode, and they were filming some music videos that day as well. The Enzo F50 and 599 all belonged to one owner. When 50 Cent later filed for bankruptcy, he'd admit
Oh no, 50 Cent is... Oh my god, really? Rapper 50 Cent lays out, bro. How, man? How can you be so successful and literally be like you have so much money that you need to fuck up like 50 times in a row to reach this state? 50 Cent, my dude. What are you doing?
the cars were rented. He'd instead pay off debts by selling his mansion, therefore joining the likes of JoJo, who admitted to doing MTV Cribs while she was actually homeless. JoJo showed
She was homeless. Holy shit.
MTV through her Cape Cod vacation home, where she supposedly loved spending her summers. It was therefore a little weird that she'd invite her extended family, but she'd reveal the reason for this exactly 10 years later. JoJo was asked about the episode in a Huffington Post interview, to which she'd respond it was so ridiculous. The thing is, we didn't have a home at that point. My mum and I were living out of suitcases and were mostly in hotels. So that was actually my uncle's house on the Cape. That wasn't my house, that wasn't my stuff. I should have balled hard and been like, welcome to my crib, look at how luxurious it is, and I should have rented out a place. But no, I just used my uncle's crib. JoJo further clarified.
So we went to the Cape, which I've never been to the Cape. I never go to the Cape. And we said that was my house.
Oh, that wasn't your house?
No, that was not my house. We brought in some items that I had. It's all lies.
Should also answer the question,
Why even bother doing the episode then?
For the exposure.
For the exposure, of course, and for the money.
but no episode was faker than the one by Robbie Williams.
Let's go,
he showed
Robbie
MTV
Williams.
his massive British castle, talking about the spots where he'd been snapped by
Oh man,
paparazzi.
also in the best resolution possible.
He then shows his group of friends before making a joke,
I don't really know these people, but what I do is I actually phone Rent-A-Friend.
but apparently he'd also phoned Rent-A-Castle. You see, the building was so big that people recognized it as the famous St. Catherine's Court, which was owned by someone else completely.
Rent a castle. Come on, man.
Jane Seymour. She had no idea that Robbie ever went there, or that he'd hired a fake butler to help out with the shoot. It wouldn't be
Hey, fake butler. He's like, what was it? The Batman? That's what he thinks of himself.
until 17 years later that Robbie finally admitted, we didn't let Jane know that I was gonna pretend it was my house. And because I was like 23 and full of spunk, I didn't even consider other people's thoughts or feelings. So I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to Jane
Is this a big deal? I don't think it was a big deal. It's okay. Whatever, Robbie. You get a freebie on this one.
Seymour, but it might not have even been Robbie Williams' fault, because Redman explained in a DJ Vlad interview that MTV tried to get him to rent a house for Cribs,
They wanted me to rent a house so I can open the big double doors and shit like, yo, look at my shit, you know.
with MTV trying to choose the home themselves.
The first thing they said was, all right, we got a couple of houses picked out for you. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, Redman simply refused,
And I said, you know what? No, I don't want to rent a house. I want y'all to come to my house.
accidentally making the show's most relatable episode. He brought MTV Cribs to his 2-bedroom apartment, where he ironed his shirts on the floor and flexed his frozen fish fillets.
Bro, in a sea of lies, this guy the G. And because all the episodes they made were fake as fuck, this was a breath of fresh air. I can imagine this was one of the top episodes of the series.
Redman's recording studio was just a messy bedroom, whilst the rest of his house was in such disarray, you could barely notice his cousin sleeping on the ground.
Holy
He concludes
shit.
the episode stating, next time y'all need to find me, just rub these 2 wires for the doorbell.
Don't worry about the screen, too. You know it's still good.
The realest episode of MTV Cribs. Redman didn't fake it like other celebrities.
Oh my goodness. He the G though. He showed he's living in a messy house. Hey, at least he got a house in the first place. Some of those guys don't even have one. What the fuck, bro? That's crazy, man. This is the beginning, in my opinion, of fake it until you make it in terms of wealth bullshit. This were the trendsetters, and from that point on, no worries. MTV Cribs, you're a small child to what we have in today's day and age. If you look on Instagram, every single post is about people spending their time in Tahiti, in Hawaii. It's like they have infinite wealth. Meanwhile, 99% of the time what they're doing is working, and that's pretty much about it. But hey, all their Instagram posts show otherwise. They're having the time of their life. Everybody do be flexing on each other. We are in a flexing culture.